Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time this finds you. I hope this finds you well. So, this is my second channel. You may have seen me, Wings of Fire Tarot. But I did change to Petals and Flint. It goes with me so much more. Definitely been on this journey of like balancing out my masculine and feminine energies and such. What the heck is, oh, that's my pillow. I was like, what is on my wall? And this fire within me and learning how to I don't want to say just contain the fire, but learning how to work with that fire, okay? And not just burn everything. Yeah, I have to have the life force too. So, I don't know. It's a whole thing, and maybe at some point I will dive deeper into that, but excuse me. It is like 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I had gotten a ton of downloads yesterday, and I was at work and I couldn't really write everything down. So when I got home, I started scribbling. But yeah, I went to record, and there were some things in that I think were just for me. But the way I was just woken up, it's not all just for me, okay? There's something, and there's a something you're supposed to be looking at. Okay, here we go with the chills. There's something you are supposed to be acknowledging that you may not want to acknowledge, okay? Dang, I want some coffee. Yeah, you may not really want to face this thing. You may not really want to have to deal with it. I am so sorry. You may not really want to face it. Change of plans is something I wrote down here. All right. Secret or surprise. That doesn't have to be a bad thing. There could be some kind of party that's being like done for you behind your back, or even I'm hearing the good things that are being talked about, like behind your back. There are good things being said about you. Yeah, there's woo, that was a lot. Because there's also this thing of some people not wanting you to know how highly they think of you. They would much rather keep that a secret. Yeah. Okay. We have burden of guilt here. Is that one that has an arrow? No. Burden of guilt. Yesterday, whenever I had gotten home from work and stuff, and I started doing this, I did pull some cards, and we had the Lovers in reverse. When it comes to the Oshos and tarot, I had the Lovers in reverse, which was a 6, and then the Burden in reverse. I don't know if that was also a 6. I feel like it was also a 6 because I wrote down 66. And if we were to read what 66 means, it said halt. Don't go any further. Don't you do it. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Okay, there is a change of plans, but there is also something that you need to see before. Okay, there's some kind of like Alright, the cards that I had pulled out. Yeah, the burden is the 6, and the lovers is the 6, and the flowering. And the isolation. I love that card. It's so cool. Yeah. The burden and the lovers. Okay. We also had trust. And then there's that thunderbolt. That change. Change is coming. Okay. Yeah. The 66. There's a pause. Dang it. I'm so sorry. There's a change of plans. There is a pause. There is a need to look at something in a different perspective before moving forward. Okay. The and the surprise. Okay. I feel like I wrote it like secret slash surprise. Okay. And the way that I am getting this, okay, is that there are some things, yeah, there could be some like negative secrets, but I don't know, I'm not feeling that too much with like, oh, this is a secret that if you were to know this, it would devastate you and just, oh God, it would just end. Like, I'm not really getting that. I think that there are some secret feelings, but I don't think that it would change much knowing them, if that makes sense. Like, I think that people are saying more good things about you, or having I'm hearing placing you in high regard, but it wouldn't change anything because it's like they don't even want you to know. They're not ready for you to know how that they look at you that way or something. I don't know. Okay, so shh though is like, careful what you say and who you say it to. Right? I'd be feeling mean a lot of times. Okay, I don't know. I had to just shh. Shh. Okay, you cannot tell everybody everything when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to even your friendships, you know, like there's a need to get grounded and like really check the people around you in your energy field and placing them accordingly. That feels rude. I don't know why that feels mean, because I know it's not mean whatsoever. I know it's not. It's just taking a look around, like doing a little inventory. Okay, kind of like a 8 of Pentacles energy here. And just kind of, yeah, looking around, surveying. Okay, is everybody doing what they're supposed to be doing, kind of thing? Is everybody good? Everybody good. Okay, over here, have I put out that little fire? Okay, sometimes my life feels like a whack-a-mole on fire. Does your life ever feel like whack-a-mole on fire? That's how I imagine my problems a lot of times, just like okay. But yeah, is everything okay over here? Everything okay over here? Everything's alright. Okay, alright. We've avoided a crisis over here. Okay, that was almost bad. It was almost bad. But there's something too about like listening to your intuition when it comes on these things. And trust was one of the cards that had come out too. Yes, Handron. I found this deck at a Goodwill, and some of the cards were missing, but I drew some of my own because I really liked that deck, and I thought that would be a cool way to keep going. But yeah, your intuition, trusting, and there's a surprise. There's a surprise that's better than what you could have even like imagined for yourself. It's so much better. The manifestations, okay? Whew, that is a big one with me. Because it's not just, oh, I want this thing and that's just that. Like, I'm just gonna manifest that. I'm gonna get it exactly. You gotta stop yawning. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna manifest this and I'm just gonna get exactly what I want. Like, that's so not how it works, because you have to be ready to receive. Are you ready to receive? I mean, really. Have you dug deep? Are you ready to receive? Okay. I think that there is still a clearing out, again, the like tower moments, thunderbolts, that kind of thing. Like with the thunderbolts, it's kind of weird. I want to be finding that. Can I talk and do this at the same time? No. Yeah. Okay. So I finally found it, and I'm not going to read all of it, but it said, try to watch the destruction with detachment, almost as if it were happening to somebody else, and say yes to the process by meeting it halfway. And there's also like, I'm reminded of a purification process too. Okay. That's not always like pretty or whatever, but, and just the the fact, the knowing, the trusting that the things that are not for your highest good, with whatever you were manifesting, whatever life you were, why did I do that? Whatever life you were trying to create and manifest and such, well, then there's going to be things that don't align with that, right? And then you're shown. And especially if you weren't listening, okay, as many of us don't, then there has to be a tower moment, a falling away, a really like getting down to bare bones or bare studs of the building or whatever. There has to be that now. Spirit has to come in and do it that way, because when we were getting those intuitive hits and such, maybe we weren't listening. So, not holding on. It's almost like being warned and getting down to the first floor of your building. Like if there's, I don't know, the tower is generally depicted with multiple floors, right? Or, you know, I guess one high up room. I don't know, like a lot of stairs and just that one high up room. But whatever, you gotta get on level ground. That's it. You gotta get on level ground. There's something that's not. It's shaky and it's gonna mess you up if you do not make this change. If you do not take this I'm hearing route. I really need coffee. I gotta be real honest and tell you that I really don't know where I left off at. Again, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. So here we are. Okay. Oh, let's see. The burden of guilt. Times past. Ooh, my fortune yesterday said, time is not healing. Time is revealing. Okay? Like, what? That's probably one of the best fortunes I had ever gotten. That was, I really like that one. It rings so true, because the more time goes on, the more your perception changes on something, or you're able to learn more about yourself in a situation, and learn more about other people and such, and maybe people that you haven't worked with in forever. You can kind of like get a different view. I also wrote down skewed view. So you could have like a skewed view of something, and then as time progresses, you see something in a new light. You see something a little bit differently. You see how either something definitely isn't going to work, or how you could work with something. There's a lot of back to the bare bones, or like the bare studs of something, breaking it down to getting to the studs in order to build something back that is so much better than what you even imagined in the first place. Okay, it or not even getting down all the way to the studs. Say, you just want that open concept, okay, which is actually not great when it comes to fires. Okay, that just adds more oxygen and just more room for it to spread. But either way, you want to have this open concept, okay? You set everything up one way, and you're like, yeah, this is great. This is how it's supposed to be. I'm working with what I have. This is what it needs to be. Right now, as the layout stands, this is what I can do with the layout, okay? But then later on, you start figuring out, this layout actually is not functional. This layout is not doing what I needed to do. It's not serving the purposes. Like maybe you can't really fit everybody in the way that you would like to. Not, or, wow. Weird fucking analogy. Where, I don't know, something is not flowing. It's just not flowing right, okay? There's something, and maybe you don't have to take out the whole, 2 walls, or what. I don't know. Jesus Christ, what's going on? Where does this come from? But the thing is that you also have to get the money in order to do that, in order to get the contractors out, okay? But there's still this process of, okay, this is not working. Acknowledging this is not working. Acknowledge that part, okay? And then the plan. Kind of get in a plan, right? Well, what do I think would work? What do I think, would best suit my needs, and then some of my wants, but primarily the needs. What are the needs? Okay, because this isn't. There's something really going on here, and then of course with gathering up the money to get the work done, and then the beam, and then you find out there's, all kinds of stuff, right? When you tear into walls, okay? But maybe it's not even like, oh yeah, I just want the open concept. Maybe it's asbestos or something, and you gotta tear into some walls and figure out what's going on, or it's critters or something. I don't know. It's like something that you have to deal with that you didn't really want to acknowledge, didn't want to pay the price for it, but you gotta pay the price for it. It's a need. It is an absolute necessity that the work be done. And that's where you're at, is either seeing the work that you have already done. Maybe you're sitting in the there's a little scrunchie over there, and it's red, and it's in the shape of a heart. Cute. Thanks, Spirit. Maybe you have done so much healing. Oh my God, that's all I do is heal. That's all I do. But I love that fortune cookie said, like, time is not healing, time is revealing. You start to see things in a different light, in a different manner. You start to understand things from a different perspective as you grow. Or you're supposed to, I think. I think that's what you're supposed to be doing. is learning and growing, okay? And really, like, healing through being able to see things from a different perspective, okay? Let's see. There's some guilt, though, that is not yours to carry. Okay, so I don't know what your spiritual protection practices look like. I don't know if there's a cord cutting that needs to happen, or just, you know, okay, have you ever had someone, like, send you a song telepathically, like send you messages through songs and such? You can hear them out, sure, but do you really want to? There's some, you know, and maybe that is the only way that they know how to communicate with you. It's the only way that they can convey properly. Again, that secret, the secret feelings. You'd be surprised about that. But you can also use your free will and your control to turn that music off. Turn the radio, turn the dial. Oh my gosh. Turn the iPod. The iPod. You turn whatever off. Like, you have full control over that. Okay? So there could be a thing of somebody might want you to, like, hear them out through song. You might have multiple people doing this to you. But you could change the channel if you wanted to, or change the station, change the song. Or hear them out and come from a place of grace too. Okay? But just recognizing what feelings are yours and what's theirs. What are your burdens to carry and what is someone else's burdens to carry. Because you don't have to carry the weight of the world, is what I'm hearing. Ah, chills. You don't have to carry the weight of the world. I want to say, like, not everything is your fault. Not everything is your fault. And whatever burdens or something, especially around guilt, it's not yours to carry. So this distancing, you could be needing to distance yourself from others to... What did I say earlier? What the frick word did I use? I don't feel like it was grounding. Maybe it was. Okay. Yeah, the skewed view when it comes to what guilt is yours to carry or what burdens are yours. Whatever you are finding out now will bring a lot of clarity. There is some clarity. It's just a matter of if you really want to receive the message. But I think whoever I'm talking to, like, you're ready to accept the facts. You're ready to accept even, like, consequences to your part in the actions or in the play, in the why do I want to say rendezvous? What? In whatever part he played in the rendezvous. I need to go back to sleep. Whatever part you played, like you are accepting, it's about taking accountability. Taking accountability for yourself, but not taking on all of the accountability. Placing accountability, not placing blame. I'm not saying placing blame, okay? But it's like, okay, that's for them to carry. That is for them to worry about. That is not my mess. Not my not my monkey, not my circus, not my monkeys, or something like that. It's not it. Whoop, I stepped in something. I'm not even supposed to be dealing with that, like, nah. Just, but with grace, not blame, not shame, not hate, not anything like that. It's just an understanding. Okay. What else? Whatever you're finding out, it's gonna bring so much clarity. Take it to source. Okay. Take it to source. Okay. And then I have the 66 written down. The halt. You've been halted or suspended. So a little bit of that hangman energy, right? When spirit grabs you by the ankles and turns you upside down. And it's like, but have you tried looking at it from this angle? Okay, you looked at it from this, blah, 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 but have you tried this way? I need you to look at it this way. Okay. But limbo. It could be a little bit of a limbo too. Or in two minds of something. Trying to get back to harmony that you once had, okay? Maybe you felt like something, you felt like you had mastered a certain level of harmony. And maybe something popped up and you feel like you kind of got out of balance there. Okay. So in heavily feeling the intuitive hits at this time, you're not crazy. Okay. You're so not crazy. There is potential to learn and grow when it comes to trusting yourself and trusting source more. Okay. And then, trusting that you are where you are meant to be. Don't run, don't numb, don't block just because you feel uncomfortable doing whatever is being asked of you right now. Lean more into this silence. Lean. Do not be burdened by the silence, okay? And my next point hits hard too. But just because you feel like you'd rather slam your head up against a wall. No, I'm seeing that in my mind right now. I'm just but just because you feel as though you need to run away from these feelings, that's weird. Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, especially around this moon. It's just not gonna happen. Not happening. What just happened? It's so pretty. Huh. I guess it just picked up on a different light. Okay. Let's see. Trusting source and trusting that you are where you are meant to be. Yeah. You might be feeling super uncomfortable. This might be something extremely new for you. But don't run. Don't. Oh, God. If you run, you're going to be right back here. I promise you, if you run, if you start numbing, if you do not deal with what is coming up at this moment, okay, or maybe you've already gotten the warning a few times over here in the last 3 years. Maybe you had not really heed or heard. You didn't listen to the message. You didn't listen to the warning, okay? So, I don't know. There's something about imperative. Like, it is imperative that you check it out. That you make sure you're not just numbing. Like, what are you numbing? Dive into that. If you are numbing, if you are running, why? Dive into that, okay? That's not... that is easier said than done. So yeah, your tower moment leading into your flower moment, okay? Because yeah, you're even when it comes to like the matters of the soil, and I just had a plant, I think, got some rot. I'm gonna see if I can save some from it. I think it's a Christmas cactus. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I don't know, but I literally, when I went to go get my coffee, I saw that. But the soil wasn't good. I did something to the soil. I had added something into it and I added it wrong. I know I did. I messed up the soil and it broke. That was me. That I did that, and I have to clean it up now. I have to either try and salvage what is left. See, I did throw it into some water. We'll deal with that in a bit. But, I'm going to have to do something with that soil. I'm going to have to get in a chair and get up there and take care of it all. Okay? Something like that. But like spiritually or hell, it could be physically for you. Something physically in your life where maybe there's a light bulb. Shit, this could just be talking about a light bulb, You gotta get out the ladder. There's a really friggin' high light bulb. You gotta get out the ladder and you got to do it. Maybe it involves you gotta go to the store or freaking Amazon and have it delivered, or however you get your light bulbs. But you're not every day getting light bulbs, but you know that you need that light bulb. You know that it's going to shed light right where you need it. That light is very important. Wherever it's at, it makes a difference. That light. But you have to put in the work to get the result that you're wanting. And again, coming back to the manifestation thing where it's just like, yeah, I don't have to put in any work. Or even let's go down to faith. Faith without works is dead. If you're not, faith would be like, yeah, putting the ladder up correctly and having faith that that ladder is going to hold you and get you to where you need to go or something. You have faith in that. Jesus Christ, I'm all over the place. But hopefully you're with me. Hopefully this is making sense. It's like there is some sort of work, whether it's just energetically. I don't know. It's going to be different for everybody too. That's very important to note. Okay, it can't just one size fits all this shit. It's not how it works. Everybody's on different levels. I'm getting chills again. Everybody is on different levels, right? I love the building of consciousness and the different levels of consciousness and such, and take the, yeah. But yeah, I don't know what level you are at. You would know what level you're at, right? And maybe you're the one who's having to deal with the asbestos in the house, and this is all metaphors, okay? But dealing with the asbestos in the house, it's an immediate. Maybe you have to end up taking out a loan, or some kind of like payment plan with the company, or something like that. But it's immediate attention, has to be dealt with. It can no longer go on this way. It can't happen. It has to be changed. Okay? Shake up. Shake up, shake up, shake up. Or you're like, yeah, this is not serving the needs. Maybe you're in a place that I don't know, it's something with community or gathering a little bit more. So you need a little bit more open space. The small tight corners just isn't working for you. But you have to also save up money. That is a costly job. And then once you start opening up walls, you never really know what you're going to find. So that's a whole leap of faith right there, right? Again, this is all metaphors. Or you really could be going through a remodeling. I don't know. Do not be burdened by the silence. Do not be burdened by your tower moment. Because there's new growth that is going to come from this. And a lot of times, I watch a lot of HGTV. If you can tell. But a lot of times where, people are doing... especially remodeling of the older homes, and you never really know what you're going to find in those older homes, but a lot of them are very pleased with the work that they put in, very satisfied with what they've done and the outcome that they've gotten from the work that they put in. It was very tiresome in the moment, but it was well worth it. Maybe that's the difficult thing, is knowing what is worth the trouble. Dang. What is worth the trouble? What is worth the trouble? Do I want to use this little deck? What do we need to know about that, Spirit? What is worth the trouble? Clinging to the past. Is clinging to the past worth the trouble? Oh, ask that. Guilt. Look. The freaking guilt at the bottom. And clinging to the past. I just feel like there are things in the past that were not yours to carry. I read something like last night, I think it was. Yeah. I hadn't been on socials or nothing this morning. That said, like, wondering why somebody did something the way that they did is doing the emotional labor for them. Oh, that makes me want to... it tears me up a little bit. But yeah, trying to figure out why somebody moved the way that they did, or why... yeah. Trying to figure out somebody else's why is you doing the emotional work for them. That is theirs. That's their work. That's not your work. Your work is to figure out your why on, like, how did I get there? How did I, how did I... Oh, is that victim blaming? Maybe. But, how did I end up in here? How do I not? What signs can I look for next time? Maybe you're learning to, how to work with your intuition better and figuring out how it works. That is different for everyone. Did you know? Don't you know? I don't know. Don't you know? that is different. Like for some people, it is full body chills. For some, it's chills down the spine. For some, it's they'll see a certain bug every time, or like it really is tailored to the individual how your intuition works. It might be a feeling in the gut. Okay, it might be a ringing in the ear. It might be that one nostril got all clogged up. I don't know. Like, for real, it could be you're learning how to work with your specific, individualized intuition. And learning how to trust it. And learning how to trust spirit more in this. Like, you can trust when you start getting those downloads, when you start getting those earrings, when you start getting those whatever, you're not going to be sitting there like, oh yeah, I'm crazy, or oh yeah, no. Just denying all of the signs. Like, no, we're not in that. The towering is leading to a flowering, because we're no longer, you can't, I'm hearing you can't use the same old excuses either. The fuck was that noise? Yeah, like playtime's over. Yeah, moment to moment, your participation is on. What was your part? What was your part? That's all you have to deal with. What is your part in the matter? You figure out what your part is in the matter, and then you let everyone else figure out where their parts are. That's all. Yeah. Clinging to the past, though. Intensity. There was something that was intense. Someone might feel like a little bit of an outsider now. A little discombobulated when it comes to the mind. And there's a rebirth there. A 10. An ending and a new beginning. We have the 5s, again, that change. Past lives. Compromise is at the bottom. Where did you compromise? You can't see this yet. Where did you compromise? Where could you compromise, but where did you compromise to where it was self-sacrifice? Is what I'm also hearing. So, do I want to look this up? I like this card though, but clinging to the past and past lives is what has come up. I'm gonna find it. All right. It says the hands of existence form the shape of the female genitals, the opening of the cosmic mother. Revealed within are many images, faces from other times. While it might be entertaining to fantasize about famous past lives, it is just a distraction. The real point is to see and understand the karmic patterns of our lives and their roots in an endless repetitive cycle that traps us in unconscious behavior. The two rainbow lizards on either side represents knowing and not knowing. They are the guardians of the unconscious, making sure that we are prepared for a vision that might otherwise be shattering. A glimpse into the eternity of our existence is a gift, and understanding the function of karma in our lives is not something that can be grasped at will. This is a wake-up call. The events in your life are trying to show you a pattern as ancient as the journey of your own soul. The child can become conscious only if in his past life he has meditated enough and has created enough meditative energy to fight with the darkness that death brings. One simply is lost in an oblivion and then suddenly finds a new womb and forgets completely about the old body. There's this discontinuity. This darkness, this unconsciousness, creates the discontinuity. The East has been working hard to penetrate these barriers, and 10,000 years of work has not been in vain. Everybody can penetrate to the past life or many past lives, but for that, you have to go deeper into your meditation for 2 reasons. Unless you go deeper, you cannot find the door to another life. Secondly, you have to be deeper in meditation because if you find the door to another life, a flood of events will come into the mind. It is hard enough even to carry one life. So that can be a lot. Oh man, and then that brings me to like Coraline and the door and the... That's a whole thing. It's a whole, like, another thing. I'm not going to do that. But I like that these cards came out. The clinging to the past, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory there. And then the past lives. Very cool. Happy I read that. It's time to go a little bit deeper. This is not surface level bullshit. This is... Sorry. I kind of... I could feel myself getting a little bit tough lovey there. Like, this is not... Like, playtime's over. This is not playtime, okay? There is something that you were supposed to be looking at, and this can alter the course of your life, okay? Or this is, you know... Everyone's going to be at different points of this journey. You could just be starting out. You could be in the middle. You could be... I don't know that there's an end. I don't think that there's like an end to it. It's that constant looking, seeing what's working, seeing what's not working, mindsets, beliefs, habits, words. What kind of words? You could find 2 years from now, 3 years, 6 years from now, you could find, wow, that word is awful. I don't like that word. I don't like using that word. I don't like using that phrase. That's a terrible phrase. I don't want to use that phrase anymore. I don't like what it does to my insides. I don't like that anymore. I don't like that color anymore. I don't know. You're constantly changing things. You're constantly learning things about yourself. Are you? I should say. Are you? Are you constantly learning about yourself or no? That's weird. It's kind of weird if you're not doing that. What are you doing? Okay. So, compromise, though, being at the bottom, I feel like you're learning where you compromised and where maybe you shouldn't have compromised and maybe where you could compromise. I don't know. You're figuring that out. Beyond illusion is up underneath that. We have the stress card, slowing down, and success. Okay. Beautiful. With the Fool behind that. Yeah, the Fool into the consciousness. Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta finish these freaking... Yeah, alright. We gotta finish this. Okay, new growth, a new mindset and beyond. And then that said beyond illusion. You're going past that. 33 was significant, which is Master Jesus and angels are with you at this time. You can comment below or look it up on your own, whatever, if 33 means something different to you. Zen also came through. Sharing your enlightenment. Heart chakra activations, huge. Heart chakra, and then sharing your laugh is very important too, okay? They say that laughter is the best medicine, but there's something about sharing your laughter with the world. There's something about sun drying. So I don't know if you're sun drying yourself, sun drying tomatoes, sun drying, some kind of vegetable or something, or sun drying your clothes, or I don't know, whatever sun dry means to you. And of course, grounding. Then we have, the medicine wheel. Yeah, we'll end all of this on the medicine wheel. I'm not gonna get some. Yeah, fuck it. Okay, the Coraline, the tunnel. If you've ever seen the movie Coraline, if you haven't, I recommend it. It's a cool freaking movie, or at least just looking into what the movie is about deeper. You don't have. No, I would recommend the movie. It's a cool movie. There's a lot of symbolism in it. So, you're thinking maybe that nothing has changed when quite literally everything has changed. This is like new timeline kind of stuff right now, okay? Like entering into a new timeline. You did it, okay? You did it. Nothing is the same. And for good reason, it's supposed to be that way. You are where you're supposed to be. Not everything. Oh my God, could you imagine if everything stayed the same? No, don't do that. Okay, not settling for surface level comfort or happiness. That's what we're not going to do. Not just going surface level. We got to go deeper, right? All right, shadow work prompts. Where am I drawn to comfort that cost me my authenticity? Okay. I'll read that again. Where am I drawn to comfort that cost me my authenticity? What illusions am I feeding because they feel safer than the truth? What illusions am I feeding just because they feel safer than the truth? What truth are you not accepting? Are we not accepting, right? Okay. Allow yourself to feel the discomfort, the complexity of it all. Again, don't run, don't numb. Oh. Don't run, don't numb, okay? What inner voice am I ignoring? What truth do I keep walking away from? I feel like that's where I opened. And then, what card was that? Yeah, the medicine wheel. Is this? It is in alphabetical order. I keep opening up to the Jaguar. I need to read that. See what that's talking about. Because seriously, every time I... And it's not like it's... Yeah, it's not like it's... You know what I mean? Yeah. Read that wrong. Okay, the medicine wheel is a sacred hoop with the 4 cardinal directions well marked. It represents the cycle of life, the cycles of nature, and the circular pattern of our cosmos. It has been used for millennia in indigenous cultures to bring harmony and well-being to the village. Its directions symbolize the 4 steps the shaman takes to become a person of power and wisdom. But this is not superficial power. I really want to highlight that. And will. This is not the superficial... that surface level power and then control comes into mind and stuff. Like, it's not where we're at for like power, money, fame, control. We're not there. Okay. To manifest clear blue skies in your life, it is important that you take a look at certain aspects of your being. Enter the medicine wheel from the south and reflect on how you are still clinging to events from the past. Come through, Spirit. Thank you. Continue to the west and notice which relationships are toxic and drain your energy. Step into the north and ask yourself, do I know my passion? And show it. End at the east direction, visualizing how you want to live the next chapter of your life. It is up to you how much time you spend in each direction. Minutes, days, or months, and I'll add years. But when you are done, make sure to step outside of the wheel and contemplate your journey. So that's the invitation. That's like when you get it upright. But I also want to read it in the reverse, okay? The medicine. You must not postpone your healing journey any longer. It can be difficult to start, but you must find the inner strength to step into the medicine wheel, or you may lose your opportunity. There are many ways and many paths. Choose the one that you resonate most with. Once you have found it, the only mistake you can make is to not follow it. Go boldly was huge. But there's really not much more I gotta say. I love you guys so much. I hope that this was helpful. I know it was a bit all over the place, but I hope you really get the meat and potatoes out of it, and the vegetables too. There was a lot of vegetables in there. But I know it wasn't, don't cling on so much to the sweet shit. Okay, the meat and potatoes of that. There's something you gotta look at. You can't keep going the same way. Okay, I love you guys. See you later. Bye.